Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, New Year's Eve, we're gonna start a live stream or on New Year's Day, but I'm thinking New Year's Eve. Um, I personally don't have any plans other to look at crypto, at least for this year, personally. Next year, I might celebrate, but this year, I don't mind chilling at home. I was never a big New Year's type person. So, might just do a little stream, get to know some of you guys, talk to you guys, maybe go over some coins. And yeah. Anyways, let's just jump right into this, right? Turbo, it had its huge rally on Tuesday. And then Wednesday was, pretty much consolidation. And then Thursday and Friday, we have been selling off. Now, this to me at this current moment is going to look exactly kind of like these weekly candles where, we have a huge dump and then we kind of have like a pump, but nothing really happens at the end of the day. And the most important thing right now is how the weekly closes, right? When we look at the micro move, it is how the weekly closes because the daily, it could tell a story, but the weekly always tells a much bigger picture, much better one, right? Obviously the monthly too, but the monthly takes so long. Um, and yeah, so for me, I do think overall this is going to be ending kind of, mm, bearish, just short term. But I'm okay with that. I am personally okay with that, right? Because there are going to be buying opportunities, buying areas. For me, when we look at something like Bitcoin, which we'll dive into a second, Bitcoin still kind of seems like it wants to sweep certain areas, which we'll talk about. And if that's going to be the case, that means Turbo might have a potential sweep. So I'm going to draw out potential areas where I think you could be buying, right? Remember, you don't have to buy at the exact bottom, right? Remember, your mentality is going to be very, very important in this bull run. You're not going to sell at the exact top. It is very, very unlikely, right? If you sell within the top 5% of profit, that's already super great, but that's super hard to achieve. So I have this mindset where I'm training myself where I'm okay buying, at certain areas, like a 0.0085, right? And if it goes down lower here, I'll just dollar cost average more. And if we go lower, right, potentially to this weekly candle, where I think it's still a possibility, I'm okay with that too. I'll just buy when it's there. You don't have to dollar cost average a lot, but you could just, chip in some here, 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 because the reality is when we're going to be selling, right? Everyone has a different plan. I'm going to make plans for you guys, right? On how to sell, but some people are going to dollar cost sell. Some people are going to try to aim for the top. Some people are, going to sell halfway through. Everyone's got their own plan. Some people are going to listen to YouTubers. Some people are going to listen to me, maybe. Everyone's got their own plan, but it's the same thing. You're never going to get the most perfect price. So for me, there's a few targets I'm looking at to be buying. This is my first target right over here. I do think there's a chance we go lower. If we go on the weekly right now, we are actually holding very, very nice in terms of a trend line. But, the markets can be tricky and they can temporarily sweep and break those trend lines because they know retail is here, right? So they know retail has stop losses here. So like I said, if it went like this in this weekly candle, you know, it could be looking good. But first, we have to see how the weekly closes. Overall, I am still extremely bullish on this coin. There is zero reason why I would ever change my opinion about this coin. I do think it's still going to be pushing and contending for that top 5 spot. I don't think it's going to ever get past top 3 because we have Doge and Shiba Inu, but I think it's going to fight for the 5th spot, the 4th spot, or the 6th spot, which either way is going to be great considering where Turbo came from. Okay. So, like I said, we have this. We are currently in this channel, and as long as we don't really break out, we should be fine. Like I said, if we get a sweep of whatever, that is fine. The closing is what is going to matter the most. And I think if it's going to sweep, it's going to sweep extremely fast. Okay. Extremely fast. But like I said, everything is looking good. I want to dive into Bitcoin for a second because like I said, I initially thought a couple of days ago Bitcoin might sell off, and then we had, a recovery to the upside. But it seems to me that we are respecting this area over here. We can say on multiple days we have respected it, right? Boom over here, boom over here, boom over here. And now we had an extremely big engulfing candle. An engulfing candle is pretty much when it eats up all the previous data. We can see that for 1, 2, 3 days we were, pumping, right? This third day was pretty weak. And then in one day, we ate multiple green days worth of progress. So that is called engulfing, right? And we can see we kind of did this here too. So now I'm patiently waiting. I'm patiently waiting for more and more confirmation. But I think just because of how the market makers are working, that we could be sweeping and going temporarily lower before we have a massive rally to the upside, right? I do need to see more confirmation because this is just speculation at the moment. But like I said, we will see how price reacts again at these levels. If it's going to be looking extremely bearish, right, based off my technical analysis, then I'm also going to be looking for sells, and it will most likely be the final time to buy. The time to buy is overall limited. When we go to something like others for market cap, we can see we are creating a downward staircase. We got a high, then we got a low, we got a lower high, then we got a lower low. We got another lower high, right? So we're creating a staircase downwards. Now, this is a deciding factor because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And usually it only does 5 or 6 points before it starts reversing. So everything is going to rely a lot on the next couple days. Like I said, unfortunately, though, the next couple days are going to be kind of slow. But, there's a chance we just kind of go in a candle over here, right? Roughly around 300 to 302 billion market cap, where we do something like this, have our final sweeps, and then go, right? If we see a triple tap over here, that will, for me, be confirmation that we are going to start reversing. And that will be literally the final time where you can get in great prices, okay? Because like I said, fundamentally right now, all it suggests is we're going down. But because of how many times it did it, this is the final move. If it goes somewhere here and respects this, and I see the 1, 2, 3 tap, once again, this is going to be the confirmation for me. If not, we will just continue going lower. I don't think it should be going much lower, even if I'm wrong about that, just because we do have a lot of support and resistance around this area. We have this huge chunk of area here, then we have a huge chunk of area here. So for me, 280 billion, 275 billion would be the lowest it should go. I would be genuinely surprised if, it were different, right? If it were different, but we will have to see. So once again, where we're at is pretty much somewhere like this, right? We're pretty much somewhere here. That's what I believe. And I want to see a reversal starting to happen. And then that's going to be the green flag, right? But it's going to take some time because we can see also Bitcoin dominance, ladies and gentlemen. This is the moment, right? It is retesting off this, and now it has to decide. So there's a lot of deciding factors. Overall, these micro moves don't matter too much. They don't. They really don't. Um, right? Long term, by long term, I mean from a couple of weeks to a couple of months now, especially when altcoin season happens. None of this really matters. Okay, at this current point, I would be really surprised if altcoin season got canceled. Fundamentally, technically, everything does not make sense. I'm not even thinking that way because that's just by chance. And I don't, in trading and with crypto and everything, you can't really rely on chance. Obviously, with crypto, there's a little bit in terms of certain projects and this and that. But in terms of just trading and what I see from the charts, I don't believe in chance personally. So um, yeah, so that is pretty much it. Same bias. Tomorrow there will be a video on Turbo, the final 2025 price prediction from me. We're gonna include all the big moves Turbo has made throughout the year. It's also gonna be a great video for people that are new, and that video is something I highly recommend just in case you missed something. And like I said, that's gonna be my final price prediction for Turbo if there was hypothetically a gun to my head. or my life relied on it, or if I had to bet my channel, right? Where do I think Turbo would go? So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy quick Turbo update. Thank you for all the support and the love. We hit 3,500 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.